Thank you very much, Malungelo. We're in Ivory Park because, as police note, carjackings are a particular issue here, as well as quite violent crimes. Now, Malu, we've moved from the roadblock where motorists were being stopped and searched, and a number of people were, the breathalyzer was used, also checking if anyone has criminal records. Some people brought out of the cars to check if people are abiding by the law, and just making sure that that is taking place. Now we've moved into the community of Ivory Park, and now the police cohort looking at liquor outlets and if they're complying with the law. So just to give you a sense of what it's looking here, one establishment here has been, we're inside the establishment just to get a sense of whether the liquor establishments in the community are abiding by the law. PC, perhaps you can bring us up to speed about this establishment. What have you found? What's going on here?
Once more again, greetings to viewers at home. We really appreciate for this opportunity. Indeed, coming here for compliance. As we know that the liquor outlets, we have been having some problems. Solsville, Hostel, Beggersdal. We are here. This liquor premises, we find that there's a similar license to the one in Beggersdal, but you can't confirm whether it is fraudulent or not unless if we do the verification with the liquor board, as they are the regulator. But what we have found here is that the licensee, because the license, when it gets issued, is issued to a specific individual, bearing specific name, surname. The licensee is not here. It looks like the person is out on holiday. So you can't really be operating if the licensee is not here, unless if one operates under Section 43A of the Liquor Act, Gauteng Liquor Act 2 of 2003. In other words, the manager gets appointed, because it's not practical possible that you'll have the licensee to be on the premises always. Yes. So in this case, they don't have that either. So the premises, based on what we see on the face value, it is licensed, but for now we'll say they'll close, and we'll take the person whom we have found in charge here, and then we'll be charged accordingly in terms of the Liquor Act.
Yes. Now, Provincial Commissioner, talking about liquor establishments, talking about, as you mentioned, Solsville and Beggersdal, looking at those areas, what do you look for when you come into liquor outlets? What are you looking for?
No, there's various things which we look at. For example, you will, in some other instances, maybe let me say, in terms of Gauteng Liquor Act 2 of 2003, we're having not less than 18 different licenses. So some of the liquor license, for example, is a discretional license, of which that license you'll find that is allowed to operate from 10 o'clock up until 6 o'clock the following day. But most of the liquor licenses in Gauteng, they allowed to operate from 10 o'clock in the morning up until 2 o'clock in the morning. So some of the license, they are issued to the entity, like a company. But you need to have these documents in terms of a CIPRO. And then you check who is the board of directors, or who are the board of directors. And out of that, you can determine whether the person who is operating in that particular time, is he the one who's supposed to be there? If not, it means you'll have to have a Section 43A, which allows that they have to apply it through liquor board, and then there has to be manager. It need not to be one person. It can be maybe 5 people or whatever the numbers. But that Section 43A is not something which you can pick up on the street. It has to be applied through a liquor board, and you're having the license like this one, which is a Shebeen permit. and you're having the license like the tavern. You're having the license like the on consumption. I mean, off consumption, I want to say, like the bottle store. So there's a different licenses. But what is key is to check whether they follow the duly processes in terms of the Liquor Act, as the Liquor Board is the regulator.
And perhaps, PC, if I could just bring your attention to this. A 33-year-old man we've seen was a foreign national, was arrested after he was found with military explosives in Malvern East in Ekurhuleni. Do you know about this, PC?
Yeah, yes, of course. It is through the hard work of our members, the anti-gang. Most people they question whether we do have an anti-gang in the province. Indeed, we do have. And the anti-gang is under the command of Brigadier Mapoto. So they had an information. The information was initial to say they were following information for AK-47, but ultimately they got those RPG, sevens, these big explosives, and then, yeah, we were successful in that particular fashion.
And I guess just the last one, Provincial Commissioner, as you move through Ivory Park, your perhaps just guidance to liquor outlets and also people who are drinking at establishments at this hour.
Well, as I've said, the liquor outlets or establishments in Gauteng, the Liquor Board is the regulatory body, and there is an act which the law enforcement has to enforce. The act is Act 2 of 2003. That act is having a specific sections which regulate from what time to what time. But what we find oftentimes is that the licensee, they are not complying to certain sections of the regulations. Like in these instances, it's a Shebeen permit issued to X. X is not here. You ask where is X, you'll find that it's on holiday, some of them, or sometimes he visited, the home state, and that is a problem itself, unless if you're having a person who's appointed, appointment through the Liquor Board. As I said, that the Liquor Board is the regulatory body which issue such. It's not something which you can just pick on the street. Or me, I'm a licensee, I decide now to say, no, I'll take the brigadier. For today, the brigadier will be in charge here, and then does it. That appointment has to be undersigned from the Liquor Board, and it has to be authentic.
We'll leave it there for now, Provincial Commissioner. Thank you very much for your time. So, Malu, you've heard it there from the Provincial Commissioner, just explaining some of the technicalities in relation to the licensing at liquor outlets, certainly making sure that this one is complying, but obviously the police saying boots remain on the ground throughout this evening and throughout the year, noting that Ivory Park particularly has a lot of issues in relation to carjackings, hijackings, and quite violent crimes.